Hello and welcome. Right, I've set the course play going and we're going to grab the grass straight away with my beautiful mover. We are. So let's get cracking. I'm going to go straight into a time lapse. I want to oh, it's done it. Done it again where it's lost your colours. Sick to death of like going in and like doing your colours and then all of a sudden they lose them and yeah, it really is a right pain in the backside. You finish your modelling, it's all done, and then all of a sudden Giants do something, and it all goes. Apologies for whinging. As a modder, it's really annoying. You just get everything right, and then you've got to go right the way back in your image and do it all over again. Just for the fact that they've edited something. Why should that affect your model? I have no idea, but it does. It definitely does. Right, so then we need to get this in. Right, yes, time lapse time. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, fantastic. Yes, I noticed yesterday when I was trying to pick something up that the rear trailer hitch isn't working on the class. It is a brand new release, so it will get fixed, of course. But yeah, it's the front one. Strangely enough, actually works. You could reverse everywhere, but obviously not the most convenient. Right, so we have limed everything, including the new fields, which we paid for the data. Yeah, I thought it was. The workers don't like the fields. Not. Yeah, they can sort of mow it, but they can't fertilise it. It's a bit strange because it's not too narrow, really, for it. I hate this. It's one bad thing about it. It's a bit. Yeah, slightly uneven ground defeats it every time, and then of course we haven't got a front loader, so it's one of those. The only thing you can do is reset it without like a front loader to sort of pick it up. I don't think it lets you pick it up because I think it really is plastic, but I think the weight is too much. Yeah, you're not getting how much is it? How heavy is that? It shouldn't really be very. 1.7 tons? No, I must have that wrong. It should be. It's a plastic cone, so I mean it really should be very, very much less than that. It will be me that set it as well. I've been silly. And the little bit of metal at the bottom, let's be honest, I think it is. That's why I love the Razek. It was very much similar to the. You used to be able to lift this on by hand anyway, which was. I put it in. I always like to keep it in the Vicon, which is 180 kilograms, which you're used to be able to lift by hand, although really that is still a little bit heavy. I suppose actually, yeah, mine is less than that. So, yeah, I suppose now then that's become too heavy. Used to be able to lift it by hand in like all the previous iterations, but I suppose this is where super strength does really come in, because let's be honest, it's not necessarily about your lifting. It's more about you could get a crowbar under that, even if, and like sort of get it at the right position, sort of like to. So I never can rotate this rock properly. Again, it's uneven, so. Yeah, I'm not very good at the control. I never have been. This is something that Miss CLP is very good at. I know it's obviously had plenty of practice, and that's the trouble. When you're on camera like this, you can't be faffing around like this. Something you've got to like spend a bit of time on doing. Can we, if we stick that and like lean, will it fall nicely? No, it won't. I suppose you could sort of cheat. No, because you need to be in the tractor. That's the trouble. Come on, you can do this. Come on. Yeah, it's the rotating and getting the height right and all the rest of it. It's the rotation thing's a bit, to me, not very. Can't sort of like get it right. It's typical. How do we twiddle that like that? It's sort of a long rotate, very long rotate. You can sort of. It's because it's a weird shape, I'd say, as well. It's not really helping either. You can put it on its coat. Oh, we nearly had it then. And it's in the wrong possible sort of direction now then. If we let that go. Oh, come on, you'd got that then. That was a bit unfair. Right, okay. I think, yeah, I mean it's only got a tiny bit of lime in it. It's just I don't like resetting where it's not, you don't have to, so I've got to get better at like not sticking that, dropping it on unflat surfaces. And also if you try to, I'm a bit of a terror for rushing, so really it's one of those things where you've got to stop dead, be on flat ground and then let go. Oh, wow. Or maybe lower as well. It's probably, yeah, it is. That helps too. Of course, I've got to be honest, it is that kind of shape, so it really is, it's not fibbing. Yeah, so it is some of that. One of those things I've got to get a bit better at like not sort of doing that. You know, like not rushing. It is a very bad. Right, so we're going to be on canola. So wheat. Yeah, it's for the straw as well. I'm thinking straw mod is what I'm sort of is my. I don't think we need anything on that actually, to be honest. Right, so we've returned that. We've got this. It's just really ready for tomorrow. Grass is cut, but there's not a lot. I've never seen a field with only 30 tons of grass. That was again. It's probably precision farming. That's why I thought you best do your field because like that is just terrible. You're like 30 tons of grass from a. I mean, it's still a fair road. It's not like a two little snippet where you just go down, come back, and it's all done. We did have. There was a lot of zigzagging and all the rest of it. So to be honest, not really terribly impressed with that. I've never seen a field with only that amount in it. Again, it's starting small though. I mean, it is what it is. 22 tons. Come on, that's just terrible. Right. Anyway, we've definitely got enough water to actually cover the digestate. Have we got everything on? Silage and digestate is on, so we're going to have 11 tons of digestate, which is then going to assist us. Actually, it's just enough. Thinking about it, mineral feeds. No, it's not quite enough, is it? Mineral feeds is going to be how much is the mineral feed? So it's 500 oats. So the no, it is. Yeah, it is twice as much digestate as oats. So 10 tons. So 20 to. Oh no. Yeah, we're 10 tons short of digestate. I tell you what. We did show willing. I'm going to buy some digestate. I am trying to use this as much as possible. It is true. I've got to be honest. There are very few tractors that are not a pleasure to drive, and that's really not a pleasure. I am almost tempted. Oh, you can't do it. You need to go forwards. Yeah, and that's just too bad. Even I recognise this. It's. I mean, obviously, on a let's pull out like this, I'd sooner have this than not have anything. But only just. To be honest, I'm sort of wish I'd have bought the BI Industries like tractor, but I like to be guided by what is in. But it's quite painful. It's sort of not a pleasure, and there's not many tractors that I can honestly say are not a pleasure to actually have. And this is one of them. It's a shame because in so many ways I like the tractor in a lot of ways. It's just this gear ratio thing. It's just such a deal breaker. I think I'm going to take it out. It's just it plays with your head. I come onto here. It is my sort of enjoyment to actually have a go on Farming Simulator and obviously create the content as well. That is a real added bonus to actually do that. So we will grab the digestate. Yeah, we'll bite the bullet. It's not like you couldn't actually grab it, is it really? So we only need about 10 tons. I'm not going to go mad because we're going to produce the rest ourselves. I'm not going to like take the mick or anything like that, but it is something you could buy really. I presume it is. I mean, yeah, I suppose how much. I mean, we obviously in farming simulator terms, it's always been easy to buy. I suppose you've got to go with that reference, really, haven't you? But yeah, I mean, obviously we sort of stuck with this, but only because I mean, I sort of could easily have grabbed our tractor, the BI Industries one. Really, I do like that graphics on that. It's really nice. I've never seen anybody do anything like that. Right, so then let's go through till tomorrow morning and we will get this seeded. I think, yeah, I am right in saying it's not today, is it? You can't do it today. No, yeah, it's both wheat and barley are both in the morning, so let's go through tomorrow. We've checked the sales, I know, but it always does you good to, you see, and that's why sometimes you've got to check the sales. Right, okay, we're going to have to lend a fortune. It's a shame because it's a nice bit of kit, that is, but it's not a very good bonus. But for what we're going to do, I'm not really bothered. Yeah, so finances. Let's talk to the bank manager. Yeah. I used to sort of feel a bit funny about this because obviously you're lending a load of money. I thought, well, it is a game as well. There is that element to it where you've got to recognise that that was right. Yeah, it was. You know, like we're playing by a set of rules, and that's the rules. And if you couldn't loan that much, then I would observe that too. You know, like, well, I can't loan that much, and that's what I'm saying. So I didn't beat myself up too much about it. I just like crack on. Right. So I mean, that is seriously. Ooh. It's a beautiful bit of kit, this is, but as I say, yeah, it's not the best of bonuses, and plus which I've just come from a lot of my Let's Plays. One of my favourite things is the vegetables, if I'm honest. I really do love both the new, with my harvester I might add, and the old vegetables. Right, so then let's get rid of the debts. That's going to have brought in quite a bit of cash. No, not that one. That one there. Let's repay all of that we own. See what we actually got. It's really brought in quite a bit of cash, really. I think 40 odd grand, which that's not a snippet, really. Yeah, wow, 293,000. That's not bad, is it? That's a very good little earner. So now we're going to go through, just save the game because. Trying to get better at this. I've switched autosave off again, which of course I had done, and I realised that's why I will have switched it back on, because it'll have been one of those moments where you like think, oh, I don't want to lose that again, so I stuck autosave on. I know it's going to have been that. I just did it subconsciously. I really did not think it's 9 o'clock this time of year. We'll check the sales, and then we're going to get that seeded. Oh, we've already got a kind of a thing for that, haven't we, really? That's quite useful, that is. I've used it before as a... But it's also a bit annoying, so, you know, we'll forgo the sales this morning, definitely. And we'll just get cracking on doing our fields. I think I might do this myself. We'll go into a brief time lapse. Let's get these seeded. No, we actually can use the class actually for this. Let's grab this, and I think I'll do them both wheat. It really makes no difference at all as to which one, yeah, like whether we do wheat or barley. Wheat's got a slightly bigger yield, and I must remember that. Yeah, this I noticed a terrible slowdown in the animation. Is this actually doing it? No. Wow, that's a bit of a... No, I haven't seen it not seed for a long time. That's just not seeding. We're not actually, and it is lowered. I've not seen it. It's like there's something wrong with the fields. I mean, yeah, because that one said like the workers can't detect the fields. If the equipment can't detect the fields, but we did it last year. We literally used this. Is it the PTO on the class? Let's just try it. Is it the tractor not able to use something? It's, I mean, because we use this all right, it's absolutely fine. So is it height, or it could be something? I mean, it has to be in the lowered state, but it did sort of briefly work on that little patch, and then it stopped again. So yeah, it did. A long time ago, it wasn't quite right, and it did used to do that. I had to tweak it a little bit, and then I've never seen it fail ever again since the time that I tweaked it. It wasn't quite right. So I'm wondering, is it the tractor? Because I've never seen it fail for a long time. So it has to be in the lowered state. It has to, which you can see is very, very close to the ground. It is vehicle. Wow. Very strange. Okay, well, let's get cracking. I'm not bothered. We've got a means of doing it. Yeah, this has slowed down Summit Chronic. Yeah, I mean, I've got to be... but whether this is the fix that Giants have done to fix something, but I've got to be honest, as a game, this is a real deal breaker on like animations, because that's a game's bread and butter. I mean, Farming Simulator has never had this kind of awful slowdown. Sorry to be a bit of a like, but it's just so... It really is a deal breaker. To me, it's a game that's not functioning properly, and obviously Giants is wanting this to be the best thing since sliced bread, the best ever Farming Simulator. Well, it's not. It's absolutely... And I mean, it's a long way in now. It really should... They should have got their act together by now, really, let's be honest. I can't really stick up for them. I can't, and I just want to speak as I find, and I'm not trying to be horrible. I really wish... Yeah, it's true. I think those who've watched the channel for any length of time know that if I won't mince my words if I think that Giants are wrong, but I'll also give them credit where credit's due, and I can't justify, I cannot sort of find words that would justify how terrible this game is after this length of time. How many months is it now? We're in the month of June. So 7 months in, it's still... They're sort of reeling, and there's no... It gets heavier, and then things get broken, and then, like, they do something, and then it's sort of like... It gets worse, really. So I really just cannot stick up for them and give them any excuse. And there's not any real press releases to apologise for this debacle of a game. It's just as if, like, oh, the game's okay, you're imagining it, there's nothing wrong with this. It would be interesting. I might well have a look at DJ Goham's news. It's one thing that does annoy me a little bit, is obviously for the main, the partners tend to stick with Giants a bit. Even I have noticed, I sort of watch the news and I think, am I looking at different games to these people? Like, because to me this game is, and they're all looking at another one, not DJ Gohan, but I think it's FS News or something like that, and he's a partner of Giants, so, and he was giving the news. I thought, well, that's not accurate. Well, you've just said there's a right load of bunkum. You know what I mean? You're a partner, and like, you're reporting this because you're a partner in a very positive spin. And I thought, oh, come on, this game's atrocious at the minute. How can you sort of be there and sort of report it like that? It's already lowered, so I don't need to lower it. Yeah, it does annoy me when inaccuracies of that degree, where people are covering someone's back, really, because they're a partner. It's just... Yeah, it shouldn't be like that. Right, so imagine this is also going to be... Well, no, we actually, of course, no. That's why we stone picked. Yeah, because obviously we shouldn't get weeds. That's the beauty. Oh, I didn't have my nitrogen in. Let's grab the... That's bizarre, because I'm sure it could have crashed as well. That's the other thing. It really could have crashed this. So let's just try it with the fertilizer spreader. Because the only reason I can think is that the PTO's not working now. It was on, so which suggests it could be that something's not quite right with it. I've got to be honest, the modelling that Giants do this, it is very precise. If something's not right, it won't do what it should. I mean, as I said, and that is credit where credit's due. So I'm going to get rid of the lime now. Need to grab some fertilizer, which we did have some kicking around. Let's see if we can fertilize this, and then I think that's not a bad place to leave it. So the grass is growing, and we won't get another cut out, I don't think. If we do, it's going to seriously hamper next year's growth. So yeah, and then I think next session we will probably go through the winter. Yeah, I think this will be the last, because it has been a fairly decent session, really. So yeah, I'm quite pleased now. We've overtaken And I do love the beginnings of all the Let's Plays, the fact that, and start from scratch that is, because obviously you've not got very much. You can whiz through, go through 2 or 3 years of like things, and I don't think it will take as long. I mean, obviously the sales have been one of our biggest assists. Without that, we would really be on probably zero by now, which does prove to well. Also, obviously, there's a certain element of luck. Without a shadow of a doubt, if you not got, I mean, we've had a lot of big items, so we're very fortunate. I mean, but you can't rely on it. That's what I'm saying. It's sort of like the luck of the draw on, well, this time we've been lucky, but you can't rely on that every single time. And I don't, like sometimes like that. That was the rope was a real big leap up, 40 odd grand profit from a big sale of a big item. It's a real big bonus. It is. And as I say, I don't rely on it. It is what it is. Again, and I also try to play it fairly. If there's only little items, I'd have to be really skint for me to like want to sell 10,000 items, because it's about £1 a pop. And I just think your time is too precious, as is mine, for like wasting everyone's time faffing around with something, unless I was seriously desperate and I really £1. We need that £1. Then of course I would do it, because you've got to. So then let's go on the flat ground over here. Let's lower it. Let's observe, learn my lesson, and do this. Perfectly stopped. Right, so we shouldn't get any weeds. Right, I'm going to leave it there though. Yeah, we'll go literally next session. We'll hopefully go through the... that is a point though. Let's have a look. I mean, the other thing is I'm going to stick myself marketing down. The only bad thing is with this map, with not having any like headlands, I'm sort of going to have to steal a bit of my original fields, and I suppose I could put the sign down there as well. I mean, but this really is the main farmyard. But the minute we're sort of using, yeah, that like, is that classed as my headland? Let's have a quick look at the sign. Yeah. Oh no, it'll let me do it. Yeah, but it's going to get clanged into all the time. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. It's obviously anybody would want to put their sign where the farm is, but we won't let you do it. Like, I'm going to need to go past there all the time, and over here no one can see it. You want your sign at the beginning of your farm, don't you? Really? I mean, start from scratch is difficult enough without like me. I can't put my sign down to like prove who I am. Whereas normally, almost all things they'd give you right next to your drive. Well, I can't put it on my drive. In fact, I don't even own my drive. I only own the fields, and I mean, I can't put it there because you're going to clang into it a bit because of the nature of Farming Simulator. It being what it is, my workers are forever going to clang into that if I put it there. So it's a bit. I suppose I could sort of. You'd want it like that though, I suppose. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can I do it at an angle, sort of like that, and then I'll just. Yeah, we will, and that we've obviously. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought, well, I know we're going to lose a bit of field, but it is important to me to actually get this right. Let's actually just. Wow, that's. It gives you that texture for that, it's like concrete. Let's level it up so it looks a bit. Yeah, it seems a bit silly with bits missing, doesn't it? Right, that'll do. Eliakim's farm. It's home now. It is. We're at home. Obviously, I've got to do the same for the. But we could sort of do the self-marketing down at the bottom. So how much did we do? Yeah, let's focus on the positive of the business that we've actually got, which we should have. A bit of mineral feed. So 43,000 litres of mineral feed, thanks to the fact. Let's just go to the actual recipe. So as we can see. Yeah, so that's finished now. So yeah, obviously your stones, your straw, I mean everything has a part to play in that, all of the constituent parts. So it is like, from the fact that the oats was not a lot, we have got 40,000 litres of mineral feeds, and that's not a bad little earner. It's not like super duper. But from our perspective, for a year's work, 53,000 in comparison to selling oats is really quite amazing. So I'll obviously make more than that. So that's not a bad first year's earnings, really, for selling some mineral feeds, which we will sell, and we will do that to BI Industries. So yeah, we'll stick that down now. In fact, let's do it. Let's at least see what the year brought in for all of our goods. So let's stick the, again, sort of it's just the believableness of this. I can't stress how much this sort of, like, for this kind of thing is it's sort of a bit of a deal breaker, but it's not the only map that does it, really. So that's self-marketing, that's the one. Now that is on our lands. That's clearly on our... Oh no, it's not. It's the skirty thing in it that goes with it. It's not quite as simple as that. Although it is only up to the yellow chevron, so I don't understand. Overlaps with another object. That we can cope with. So really, if let's just go as close as we can to... Wow, that is really strict. Really strict. Well, I don't think I've ever seen a map maker that's gone so precise. It's not a crime. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Its accuracy is not... Oh, we've got that pile of wood chips, which we could also grab and sell too. So let's just quickly grab our goods and sell them, I think. And then it's a nice place to actually leave it, I think. We need you, actually. Yeah, we do need you. So really, our nice new class would be no good for the farm, because it's broken at present. Obviously, it's going to get fixed, I know that, but right, let's grab the mineral feed and we will go take that to market, and we will I think we'll probably be... Obviously, we've got 2 fields for grabbing our wheat next year. One of our biggest assets that we really need to do presently is like grabbing fields, and I'm hoping that the field across the road, that the farmer's not done any... Well, I suppose it wouldn't matter if they did it. Where are we going? Don't you need your mineral feed? I do. This is me chatting in the middle of the night. Well, it's actually early morning now, so yeah. I'm hoping to grab a couple of hours of ease before I go out late, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a horrible day. So yeah, I woke up sort of suddenly, so one of those things. And I know with myself, like, when no, of course, the silage, yeah. Well, we could do some TMR later on, and I must remember to use it though. That's the one thing I will say. I'm a terror for like making it, and then I usually put the bind station right next to, for like not convenience. I mean, yeah, this is again, it's a right good workhorse. It's just this horrible gear ratio. I don't think there's a tractor alive that has like a second where it doesn't engage traction. This does that. That's surely not right. But you know, I mean, yeah, that's... It just drives me crazy. It's true. I'm so tempted to rip it out of my mods because it's the only tractor of this type of sort. There's the Fiat Agri as well. I'm going to try Mr. Noisy and see if it's still as noisy as ever, or whether it's not. Yeah, I put it in yesterday. And also, yeah, there's other very cheap tractors which, again, for little tasks around the farm, you could actually use. So now that's not a bad little earner, is it, on hard economy? Yeah, and we got a bonus as well, because we've been being good with looking after our land. We could actually grass this if we're going to use it for productions, I think. Right, so then, and we can at least go across field 57 now, and we can drive across legitimately without annoying another farmer. So yes, we will be looking to buy what is over the road. Let's visit. He's still got his cotton to do, which, yeah, whether they'll wither it or not, but that's their problem. If, like, he's willing to sell the fields, I will buy it off him. Yeah, how much is it? I think it will probably... Oh no, it's actually not too terrible, is it? 64,000. Oh, do we buy 49? It is a very. That would be a very big asset. We could afford it. I'm trying to think whether. Yeah, I think it stretches a little because I'd like to go animals, and if I bought that, I don't think I could do animals this year. It's a shame though about if you look at the farmlands, how how the headlands, you can't do the fields into each other. If you look, there's a massive amount of headland that you can you buy that? Oh, you can, yeah, for 1 point. So really, if you was a bit like I'm getting quite annoyed by this, you could seriously inject the cash and let yourself have the headland. I am tempted. I am actually, if I'm honest, to just add that just for the convenience of like, because it's just such a pain not to be able to put your fields together and that, especially like yes, 59 and 61. That'd make a really good, fairly large field. Just see though, yeah. One thing I am gonna observe though, I don't want to be seeing like bits of like white concrete or these posts, things like that. I don't want to be driving through them. It looks awful if you've got to do, and it looks like they're scattered everywhere. So again, another reason for not. It just looks. If you're trying to immerse people and you're driving through something like that, it's just a real deal breaker. All these bits of wood and like yellow markers and all this sort of. I mean, I can't remove them, so it's one of those things that I just think you've got to crack on and keep the fields as the fields. It's not the end of the world, but it is. I was always say this. Every map maker, you've got pluses and minuses, and it's a beautiful map. Yogi's done a cracking job, but it's. I always compare people to. There's two map makers that always come to mind, and my favourite map makers, and that would be Cavalier Roy and JM Gaming. It really, they're both meticulous, very good maps, but also they do go the extra mile for like to try to please you as a player. They think about like things about you as a player, things that are not annoying, and I mean they've both got things and they've both got their unique styles and all the rest of it. But Oxygen David's I've got to be honest, Oakbridge, it was a real big change from his normal sort of one, and he also did allow you to change the things that's not like Oxygen David. So it really was, he went the extra mile, and I've got to be honest, I've got to include Oakbridge in this and say that Oxygen David also was a real crowd pleaser in that way that he didn't do his norm. I mean, it's like you can't chop trees down, concrete trees, I used to call them on Oxygen David's maps. Everybody sometimes needs to move a tree on the edge of like their land, even in real life, and that's what I'm saying. It makes it unrealistic, and it's like this one. You got these bits of posts in the thing, so you can't. No way of removing them that I'm aware of. Again, I can't recall reading that on the map description. So I think these are, yeah. I mean, although they've got no substance, you don't want to be like driving through that. It looks so silly. So you really should need to switch your objects off on the side of the fields if you're going to want to do that. I mean, Black Sheep Modern used to do that, where you got your wire fences and he like put the switches to switch them off if you wanted to do something like that. He gave you a choice. I respect that. It's nice to be given that choice, whereas I'm limited on this. I can't sort of like lump my fields together. Can I do this one though? Because this looks like it's placed well, and that you could, if you would give yourself the 1.5 million, yeah, this you could actually do. This one you could make into one field, and that wouldn't be a bad thing to do. Although I did want this to be the farmyard in a way, this particular field, so I don't want to be using it forever. I want this to be, extra sheds and things like that. And again, that's another thing for like, because I could sort of put my shed back a little bit, and it wouldn't quibble with me, which would be nice. It really would to do that. So I am tempted to allow myself 1.5 million just for the convention of being able to actually use the headland. It really would be a very, very great asset. Right, anyway, going to leave it there. We're up to 272,460. I do concur with my reasoning. I think we will, when that farmer's either harvested or let go of it, we will buy that field across there, and we will buy the data. 61 has got barley in it. Well, we could actually buy this right now, couldn't we, really? I think these two fields would be a great asset, and they're literally opposite our thing. So he's done. Has he done any? I think it scrubs the data, doesn't it? It doesn't actually tell you. It's barley, growth stage, weeds, growth, herbicide. Doesn't actually say, does it? Whether he's no data found. So I presume it's one bit of a bad thing, isn't it, really, with precision farming? So much as like, yeah, let's buy it anyway. Yeah, let's buy Field 61 because again, it is something we could actually use straight away, and it's a very good price. Let's be honest. So we're going to buy the precision farming data straight away because it should be very reasonable, really. So I mean, I could only just not quite hire the equipment to like scan that for that actual price. So 57. So let's just see what. Have you been? No pH and no nitrogen. So we're going to need to do that. And really, we don't want to be going through. We want to be doing that now. So I'm going to grab a normal worker. And we're going to set that going just as we leave the Let's Play. So let's grab you. You did actually do the fertilizing, right? So I don't understand why. Yeah, we'll just fill this, I think. We'll set this going across the road, and then I'm going to say my goodbyes. Yeah, it's been a good session, but yeah, at least we will have got that before it's. We'll lime it as well straight afterwards, so that it's all done before it grows. Which, yeah, that's fantastic. So let's set a standard worker going at least. It will be. Fantastic. Oh, that is, of course, if the workers will play ball, not like the other one. Let's have a look. Is it? Are they happy with this? They are. Fantastic. Right. I'm going to say my goodbyes. All that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this. It is a beautiful map. That is one thing I will say. It's gorgeous, real eye candy, believable fields. We've got real character. It's just as I said. There's certain map makers that have just got that sort of skill that they automatically sort of try and do things that are like good for you, the player. They put themselves in the player's sort of seat, and they just do that, go that extra mile. It really is nice when you get map makers like that. Right, anyway, yes, all that remains to be said is goodbye for now.